Why does chasing something actually make it run? Most people find this out the hard way, but when they actually stop, it's crazy what happens. And I'm still not fully over how big of a shift this really is. You may feel like this is spiritual, you may feel like this is physics. Honey, it's both. Stay with me. Stay with me. We right here. I am talking to the person who has been feeling like they're on an aggressive pursuit. You're wanting something, success, love, attention, influence, deals. You're wanting something real bad. You've been wanting it for a while. And you feel like deep down inside you really deserve it. So you have been maybe stressing yourself out or over functioning or keeping yourself extra busy with a lot of tedious things or sitting in the energy of desperation or on an aggressive pursuit. Now, my name is Nubia. I'm originally from upstate New York, and I've been able to retire from hustle culture. Not that I don't work, I still work. But hustle culture, I dropped out of that. And it has been one of the most beautiful things because I've been able to receive the fruits that I was craving from smarter work and not harder work. But there was something that changed within my frequency that allowed me to receive that very thing I was chasing, which for me, it was travel freedom. I always loved the idea of making a lot of money. Loved it. Been an entrepreneur since maybe 8. I remember selling peanuts and jewelry at the little festival stands in my hometown when we would have those cool festivals. And I've always been someone who had something to sell. Okay. So I got good at sales really, really early. But it wasn't until I shifted my frequency from need to embodiment. So when you shift from need to embodiment, and I'm going to get into that within the next couple of minutes, so stay right here with me and you want to really wait until the end because there are some deep downloads that's going to activate for you, that's going to switch and shift everything for you. Need versus embodiment. That's when you move out of desperation. But first, let's talk about need versus desperation. So need is neutral. Right? Need is the acknowledgement of a gap, right? I don't have this yet, or I really want this, or it would be nice to have this. So a need can actually coexist with peace. Yeah. You can need a client and still be grounded, still be whole, right? Still be operating from, you know what, this is coming type of energy. Need doesn't actually have a like a charge on it. It's just information. It's just simply information. Desperation, though, desperation is a frequency. Desperation is a need with a story of lack attached to it. Desperation is not a feeling, it's a frequency. And that frequency actually broadcasts. Okay. It almost feels like there's a countdown clock attached to the need. It's the I don't have this, and if I don't get it, something bad's going to happen to my identity. I don't have this. And if I don't get it, something bad's going to happen to my safety. Ooh, I don't have this. And if I don't get it, something bad will happen to my worth. It will shrink my worth. It will mean this about me. It will mean that about me. It's the story that's connected to the need. That's when it becomes desperation. And desperation isn't about the thing that you want anymore. It's about what not having it means about you. What not having it means about your identity. And that's the shift that poisons the actual frequency. So you cannot attract from a place that's energetically announcing what it does not have. And lack desired, like desiring from a place of lack, is simply wanting something from the absence of it. So here are a few signals to know, Nubia, am I in need or am I in desperation? Because I need to know. Because I want to shift this frequency. Because the truth is, and I'm going to get into this real, real quick, one of my favorite universal laws, I'm going to mention it very, very briefly, But once you really understand this universal law that I'm getting ready to tell you about, everything is going to change for you. In fact, you're going to become so strategic about the way you live your life, it's almost going to feel predictable. And that's when life really starts getting good. I would say 80% of my life is pretty predictable for me because I really mastered this law that I'm getting ready to tell you about. But first, let me tell you about these few signals in order. And I want to tell you them in order because based on this order, it is how loud they usually get. So, first, timeline anxiety. Okay. You stop trusting that it's coming and you start trying to force, like, when though? But when? So, the trust of, oh, I know it's going to come starts to go down, and the when begins to go up. That's how you know that desperation is the frequency that you're now in. Number two, outcome attachment replaces presence. Like you're no longer in the conversational moment. You're just watching for the yes. Funny enough, I just did a podcast on sales psychology. And one of the major things that I talked about in the video was the story that we're telling ourselves in our mind when we're on a sales call or having a sales conversation. If you're watching for a yes and you craving that yes, I'm talking about you craving that yes, like you starving. There's a frequency that is omitted even through the Zoom room, even through the Zoom room. You ever see someone's content online and you can pick up their frequency? You can pick up if they're being like super, super authentic. And you can also pick up if that's not really how they act in real life. You ever watch somebody's content and you pick up that they are very like energetic, and then you maybe can pick up somebody's content. They're saying something real, real good, but you can tell that they maybe live a kind of an introverted life and they're not used to talking to people. It's a frequency. It's body language, of course, but it's also this sixth sense that we have and our ability to synthesize based on all the data that I'm collecting, what this person is saying, how they're moving, and the energy that I feel, almost like there's a color around the person because there is something called an aura that radiates around a person. You can be able to tell intuitively, you can use your intuition to tell and to synthesize to see exactly what this is about, right? So on a sales call, you're having a sales conversation. The person on the other end, your prospect, can synthesize to feel and see, is this person simply consulting with me to see if I'm a good fit for their program, their product, their service, or are they just really thirsty, starving for a yes? Okay. Over explaining or over giving. You start justifying your value instead of simply holding it. That's how you know that you're moving from need to desperation. If you are dating and you are maybe in a relationship where you're seeing a few guys, okay, whatever you're doing, or you're married, or you're just not involved in that lifestyle right now. If you find yourself over explaining and over giving to justify how valuable you are, it's like I'm valuable. Let me show you, show you, show you, show you, show you. Let me show you how. Let me come in and provide all this value up front so that way you know what's good over here and you don't miss your blessing. I don't want you to miss your blessing. See, if you're watching this right now, you that girl. I already know you that girl. I already know. T, just everything about you. Yes, I already know. But when you move from need to desperation, you find yourself over explaining and over giving. Let me show you how valuable I am so that you don't miss your blessing, so that you take me serious, so that you don't become the man who fumbles me and then stalks me for the rest of my life. Nobody watches you harder than a person who fumbles you. Okay, next. Shifting your energy, your price, and your boundaries to make it more likely for somebody to say yes. That's how you know that it's no longer need, it's desperation. When you shift your energy, when you shift your energy, your price, or your boundaries to make it more likely for somebody to say yes. Now, I'm not talking about being persuasive, and I'm not talking about guiding somebody into a buying decision or a decision, whatever type of decision, a romantic decision, honey, anything. I'm talking about shifting your boundaries, lowering them. Now, hiring them, that's cool. But lowering your boundaries just to make someone say yes. That's how you know that you're no longer in need and you're in desperation. And then last but not least, the body knows first. If you have shallow breath, okay, tightness of chest, okay, you're clenching, you're waiting for like the right shoe, it's not the right fit, it's not the right fit, it's not the right fit. This is one of the most earliest signals. And the mind actually rationalized desperation as just being proactive long before the body will tell you. And hello, I'm an Aquarius. I like to consider myself to be extremely diligent. However, I have learned that there is a difference between being hyper diligent and being a perfectionist. I used to label my perfectionism as diligence. Like it just needs to be correct. I just want to make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Okay, I got the ball. I need to be able to know that I did my best. But it come a time where you, as an entrepreneur, have to stop filtering all your stuff through ChatGPT. It comes a time as a woman where you have to stop over perfecting your face. There comes a time as a mother where you have to stop over perfecting the way you parent. There's a time to stop over perfecting and start being more present. Because over perfection usually comes from I don't want things to end this way, fear. Or I want to make sure this don't happen. So this has to, I want to make sure this don't happen. I want to make sure a visitor comes on my website, there's no typos. It can't be not one. Because if so, they're going to think, connecting it to your identity. All right. So we walking, we right here. We right here. So as an Aquarius, I've learned that perfect timing is just fear wearing a perfect, nice outfit. Yeah. And nowadays, as I mentioned, because I do have to mention this because this is real. Yeah. We have AI. Love AI down, right? We have the tools that we need that are designed to find the gap in how we express our creativity and business, right? It filters things out. There's certain prompts to make sure we're using it the right way where we can still maintain the cadence of our voice, the flavor of our mind. Yeah. We also have access to 11 million roadmaps. We put a great idea into ChatGPT and we end up going down this 8-hour rabbit hole of over perfecting it to the point where it no longer sounds like us. There's nothing more powerful than when you can channel in the most authentic way. So, last but not least, I want you to take yourself here's how we take yourself from desperation and then just back to need. Take yourself out of the drought. Take yourself out of the drought. And I know you may think to yourself, Nubia, what do you mean by that? I mean, what you mean? I want the thing. If it's not here yet, how am I going to take myself out of the drought? Well, use your creativity. If you are in a drought right now, let's take for an example, financially, you want to collect more, you want more clients, you want more revenue. Go outside, talk to people. Take yourself out of the drought of over preparing, overthinking, over analyzing, and over perfecting. Go outside, have conversations with people about what you do, why you do it. Start sharing your story. Start sharing your product, your process, your service. Make offers. We have social media and we have online marketing. We have all these great tools. Love them down. Love them down. Please remember though, we still have to go outside and we're still humans and we still love human interaction. In fact, the most powerful conversion that you can do is the human to human conversion in real life, person to person, skin to skin. I can touch you and I can feel you. That's powerful conversion. Okay. Let's talk about this law though. excuse me, when I found out about this law, this universal law, when I decided that I was not just going to learn it, I was going to live it, I learned that you don't have to chase if you know how to sink. If you know how to sink, you don't have to chase. And this law is, drum roll, the law of vibration. Now we know the law of attraction states whatever you desire and you think about with deep emotion and you visualize and you put yourself in the experience from afar, you will attract that very thing into your reality. That's the law of attraction. That law is just as valid as the law of vibration. However, the law of vibration is when you have a frequency that you're on, okay? And you operate at the when you're operating at this frequency, the sync happens when you match the frequency of the person, place, or thing that you're desiring. Example, let's talk about love, baby. Let's talk about love. You want, let's say, what the girls want right now. Because I'm so deep in the world of personal development for women, and I'm always right here with my clients. So things change with our needs all the time. As women, we're expansive. Child, we start the new year wanting something. By mid-year, we like, never mind. I actually want this. Yeah. So right now, what I'm seeing women want is a true companion that could potentially just be a friend, something platonic, but just really a grounded connection where there's a mutual gain of experience. There is just this friendship, but from the more predominant masculine energy. So that's what the girls want right now. Because the girls is in their bag. The girls are in their bag right now. And I love it, right? But there is still a desire for romance, right? There's a desire for connection and companion, and that rightfully so, right? So let's take for an example. You are that girl. You're in your bag, you're in your business, you are sharpening your skills, you're getting better at communication, you're doing your thing, you're leveling up, right? You desire a companion that makes you feel seen, heard, respected, honored, adored, worshiped. One of my favorite. So instead of you looking for that, vetting somebody so hard to find if they're that person, immediately jump into very, very intense questions with someone you just meet to hurry up and see if they're that person so that way they don't waste your time. I get it. I feel you. I've been there. But if you find yourself aggressively pursuing this person or it's really the experience that you want. It's the feeling that you want. I'm here to tell you it's the feeling that you want. But if you find yourself aggressively pursuing it, it will run from you. It will run far. However, if you find yourself saying, you know what, I do want this. Yeah, I'm ready for a little love. I'm ready for a little romance, a little tea. Yes. And I want it to be with a mature, grounded person because I'm a grown. I was telling somebody today, I'm grown. How old are you? It doesn't, you have no idea. I know, sweet 16 always in the face, but I am a grown woman. That means I communicate like a grown woman. I have grown woman emotional intelligence. Yeah. I think like a grown woman. I cook like a grown woman. Okay. I create like a grown woman. I'm very grown and developed in my character. So I'm a grown woman. So being a grown woman, which I'm pretty sure you are as well, being that full grown woman, you're ready to experience something that makes you feel seen, heard, and valued. So remember when I said take yourself out of the drought, a very powerful way to do that is to really have good homegirls, good friends, or be in a good sister circle, or have a good coach. Like I know for a lot of my clients, I'm like probably their best friend as well as their mentor. Because when you have a woman, you have somebody who's competent enough to see you, which means that even if you got people in your life right now who have access to you, they probably don't see you in the way that you really want, in a way that inspires and activates you. They may just see you, maybe congratulate you on, your accomplishments every now and again, or they may support you and say, "Oh, you got it, girl," but it's cool, but it's mid. It's cool, but it's like, I'm talking about somebody who like, "Oh, you want to do that? Oh, you can definitely do that. And how about this too? And how about after you get done doing that, because I know you're going to get it, I know you're going to do it, you should do this and expand it. And then you should pair it with this and connect with this person because that'll really boost things. And then you should, girl, we're going to do, that's what I'm talking about in a way that just make you want to take action immediately. Take yourself out of the drought with needing to be seen, heard, and valued by a man, and make sure you have at least one woman in your world who does that for you. And if you don't have anyone and you would love mentorship, feel free to click the link in my bio and apply for mentorship. I believe it's called a clarity call, a feminine energy clarity call, or a feminine energy clarity update, or something clarity call. Click the link in my bio, in my link tree, and apply for coaching. We'll get on a call. We'll talk more about your life, your goals, whatever your situation is. And then if it's a good fit and you feel very, very confident and comfortable in me and what I'm going to provide for you, I can be that woman for you, right? But take yourself out of the drought with men and put yourself in the experience of being seen, heard, and valued by someone who's actually competent enough to give you the level of value and the level of seen, heard, and valued. So that's what I mean by taking yourself out of the drought. Same thing with money. Same thing with sales. Same thing with increasing your business visibility. I remember I had a client a long time ago. This girl was so gorgeous. She was that 90s gorgeous. She was this 90s fine. I'm talking about so fine. And she's always complimented everywhere she go, of course, right? Because beauty is a currency and it makes people feel really, 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 really good, right? And this is the reason why the beauty industry is a multi-trillion dollar industry. But nevertheless, so she's gorgeous, okay? And every single day she's complimented. She's always stopped. You're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. And I told her, I said, when people are saying you're so beautiful, they're saying that because they see beauty, the beauty within you. They see what's possible for them if they embody more of whatever it is that you're embodying to have this specific type of glow. Okay? So use that and leverage those moments when someone's complimenting you to have a conversation with them about what you do because you help other women with their feminine energy. Hello, these are girls complimenting you. The girls are complimenting you. So if the girls are complimenting you, the girls want to know something, like give them value. Don't just say, "Oh, thank you. Thank you's cute." But when someone's saying, "Ooh, I like that dress," they see themselves in that dress, right? So when we're giving compliments, it's because whatever it is that you have that I'm complimenting, it's connected to my taste. It's connected to my style. It's connected to who I see myself to be. So I said, girl, if you don't go outside on purpose intentionally and have conversations, okay? And I put her on a challenge too. Go out to the mall, okay? Spend 1 hour. And as you get your compliments, you don't got to do nothing but just be. As you get your, and if you work with other women or whatever you do, I want you to start leveraging compliments into conversations that leads to a lead. hmm Let's do an example. How did this turn into a training? But stay with me. We right here. So, oh my God, your hair is so cute. You look so good. You look so cute, right? Oh my God, you're so beautiful. Me? Yes, you're beautiful. What made you say that? That is a question right there that will open up the door for so much. What made you say that? Oh my gosh, I mean, just everything. Your hair, your jewelry, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. Girl, when I tell you I appreciate that so much. Oh yeah. You know us girls, like we're getting our feelings real quick with each other, and I love that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Girl, that really means so much to me. I really appreciate that. And you want to know what else? And you want to know what else? This is a transitioning statement. And you want to know what else? What I find is that I always had the same style for years, right? But once I started doing the inner work, specifically on my self-esteem, the glow that I have, like every 5 minutes, people are just complimenting me and stopping me. And I know that comes from the inner work that I did. And I got so passionate about a girl, and I found out it was the real cheat code. I'm talking about better than Korean skincare. I'm talking about better than the surgical stuff. I'm talking about better than the butt pads. I'm talking about this aura I can have on anything. And people are always complimenting me. And because of that, I've been able to sell my body butters so easily. And I got so passionate about this work, so much so that I help women just like you unlock that same self-esteem. So that way, not only are we complimented, but we're turning compliments into money. We're turning our natural beauty into this spiritual essence of wealth. So it's like walking wealth type of energy. So if I were to maybe share more with you about that, girl, we could hop on a 30-minute call. You could tell me more about your personal life because I know we can't do too much chit chat here. I see that person that you're with. But honey, if I was to give you the opportunity to get on a call with me, 30 minutes, would that be something that's valuable to you right now? Girl, yes. Oh my. I'm talking about I travel all over the world, Puerto Rico, Costa Rica, Jamaica, da, 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 all over the world. And I do the same thing. And if you're watching this is probably how you found me. Yeah. So I say that to say, if you're a beautiful woman or if you get complimented a lot, don't take that for granted. Honey, if God made you beautiful, leverage that. Sometimes we sleep on the things that come so easy to us. Okay, let's get back to it. I want to tell you about a time when one of my clients who owns a marketing agency, she had this epiphany after our it was a VIP day, an online VIP day. I do VIP days too. So if you want to collapse, I'm talking about 10 years of inner work and self-esteem work. If you want to collapse 10 years of inner work and personal self-esteem and confidence work in just one day, I do have virtual VIP days, meaning you don't have to fly anywhere. Me and you right here in this room, I'm talking about going in on every single thing that you think is your limitation. And we're assassinating them and we're downloading and uploading the software of elegance, the software of audaciousness, the software of being so unaffected and so unbothered and so emotionally intelligent and so audacious and just a polished communicator. Honey, just confident. Any room you walk in, you leave with what you came for. She realized, I don't attract what I want, I attract who I am. We had a VIP day. And I have those available too. You just have to click the link in my bio or click the link in this description and then fill out a form for a consultation. Pick a day and pick a time and we'll see each other on Zoom. But anyway, okay, let's get back to it. Honey, she owns a marketing agency. Already successful, already getting clients, right? We had a VIP day. Honey, we did all the inner work, all the feminine inner. Oh, it was just so good, so good. We went through all of the feminine archetypes. We did emotional intelligence training where I show you how to map out your triggers and catch them before they can even form. So that way you really become emotionally intelligent, not by theory, but by true practice. Okay. We did emotional intelligence work. We did feminine archetype training. Honey, we did feminine dance therapy because if you know anything about me, I'm going to help you take all the information that you know and move it from your mind into your body so that way it becomes real in your nervous system and not just theory. Because when things happen and we're put on the spot, we don't do theory. We do whatever our nervous system says that we're supposed to do. So I help you install things through your nervous system, not just your mind. So, okay, again, VIP day. VIP day was lit. Next day, she said, Coach Nubia, followed up. She said, I closed a $15,000 contract with the client. And when I tell you, it was the easiest close I ever did. So not only did she leave with a plan after the VIP day, she left with a frequency. The glow that she had, again, you know how I said that you can see frequencies on people? The glow that she had, undeniable, so powerful, right? She said that was the easiest sale I ever made. She said that was the most flow I've ever been in. And here's what most people miss. The glow didn't come after the money came. It didn't, excuse me, the glow didn't leave after the money came. It was the essence that stayed. The person on the other end was probably such an easy prospect because of the way they felt her frequency through the camera, the way they felt her frequency through the Zoom room, the way they felt the calmness in her nervous system. Whereas she's like, if you want this, if you want to move forward, cool. If you don't, cool. I'm here. I'm feeling mad good inside my body. People want to buy into that regardless of what you're selling. You could be selling marketing, you could be selling business products. Regardless of what you're selling, people are going to buy into the frequency which you hold. So if you want to make more money in your business and you want to stop chasing, there is a frequency that you need to embody. Okay. Now let's talk about when you actually flip this frequency. Here's what happens when you flip this frequency. This is the reversal. First off, how do you get there? How do you flip the frequency from desperation to, you know what? I am what it is that I'm even desiring. In fact, I'm going to strut down these streets. Watch Cheetah Girls. I'm going to strut down these streets, honey. And if you're a Cheetah Girl fan, you know where I got that from. But I'm going to embody this so good, so well, so deep, so juicy, in such a way that I know that I am the frequency of this very thing. And as long as I put myself in the energy and the frequency of it, we go together real good. So the highest vibrational frequency is enlightenment. A lot of people think it's love. Okay. The highest vibrational frequency is enlightenment. So if you ever want to actualize this, enlighten yourself with the frequency of what the thing holds. Once you enlighten yourself, a peak of light in your mind actually opens up that wasn't there before. And it provides you with a level of optimism, a level of confidence, and a level of embodiment so that you can actually make the stride and the move to move forward. Okay. So enlightenment is a key strategy for flipping from the chasing to the actual vibrational match of the thing. So it's not about like reading a bunch of like how to get this thing. For an example, if we're talking about sales, instead of researching how to become more better at sales, you can research the psychology of sales, which I actually have a YouTube video coming out real soon of the psychology of sales. And if this is, I'm going to come back and put this in a caption. If you're watching this while it's old, like if this is old for you and you're not catching this in the first week, it will be in a description. But instead of saying, instead of going on Google, how to get better at sales, start researching what's the psychology, what happens in the brain when a person is buying something expensive. If you begin to enlighten yourself on the feeling and the frequency of that thing, you will become an instant match for it. Because there's a level of embodiment that you get with enlightenment that you just can't get with just information of how to do the thing. Make sense? Let's do another example. If you are desiring love and you say, well, Coach Nubia, how do I become an embodiment of the frequency of love? How do I enlighten myself about love? Do I just look up how to more self-love? No. You probably know all about self-love at this point. You probably know all about love at this point. What I want you to do is instead of researching how to have more self-love or how to date or all these how-tos, you're not broken. You know how to do everything you need to do. If you begin to research and enlighten yourself with the functionality and the connection between the feeling of love and how it connects to your heartstrings and what goes on in the body when you are feeling butterflies or what goes on in the body when you feel honored and adored. When you enlighten yourself with this information, you begin to feel it. Honey, you begin to feel whatever they're saying in the video. You begin like if you're reading something, you're able to feel it happening. Like, oh my God, I feel that. Yeah, that feels good. And then you become the vibrational match of it, because now you're not looking at it as this is an alienated thing that I need to get because I don't have it. You're looking at it as I already have this thing. This is how it becomes more true for me. So now I can walk like this and talk like this because I am more aware of this. I'm enlightened. I'm enlightened. I have light in my mind. I'm enlightened. Okay. Number two, when you flip desperation on the nose, okay, and you come to the form of embodiment, there is miraculous serendipitous moments that start to compound back to back. I know you know exactly what I'm talking about. Ever wake up and say, "Ooh, today just smell like a good day. Today just smell real good. It just feel like it's gonna be a real. Today gonna be tea. Today's gonna be a good day." And then you walk out the house and then you go to the grocery store and the cashier is smiling at you. She's like, I usually don't do this, but something really special happens for you. Okay. And she's just in a good mood. Y'all had this deep conversation. You walk out, somebody's walking on the side of you. You all are leaving out the door at the same time. And they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry." They let you go before them. You're like, "Well, thank you." You got your buggy, you putting your groceries in the car, and you getting ready to put your buggy back, because that's what we do, because we classy. You getting ready. Because sometimes the workers who put the carts back are women, and we don't want to give them extra work. Me personally, if I'm at a grocery store and I need to go online, I'm not going to no women in the line. I'm going to only men. Let them do the work. No need to put more on my sisters. We already, it's bad enough that we, even got to work for real. Yeah. But anyway, taking a cart, and then someone just says, "Oh, man, have that man take that from you." You don't even have to walk all the way where you were anymore. Okay, cool. You in the car, you driving. You listening to your music. Yeah. Can I get over? You asking, "Can I get over?" Someone says, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." Get over, right? And I mean, back to back to back to back. Through the day, you're having all these micro experiences that just leads to this macro powerful day of serendipity, of miracles. Someone call you on the phone, "Girl, remember that thing that you were telling me about? Yeah, I just seen it." You're like, "Oh, that's good. Let me go ahead on and tap into that." So you stop attracting, like you stop coming from this energy of like, "I need to attract this, I need to attract," and you become the frequency of it. And you become the frequency and connect the dots with the people, places, and things that are in harmony with that frequency. Everything's moving, everything's vibrating. The law of vibration states that everything is in motion, everything is moving, nothing is ever still. So everything has a vibrational frequency. So depending on how you are, who you are, and how your frequency is when you step out that door, will determine the experiences you get. Same holds true for when you wake up on the wrong side of the bed. And you say, "Damn, it's gonna be a tough day." And you're damn right. You go to the grocery store, the cashier is mean for no reason. Somebody cuts you over, cuts you over in traffic. It's just back to back, just I'm turning around and going home, right? It's so much so. And I said, and remember in the beginning of the video, I said, my life feels so predictable now because I understand the law of vibration, which means that if I know my vibration and my frequency kind of little low, I'm not, I need to reset. I must reset because I know that I'm going to get the experiences, the people, the places, the things, the interactions of the same frequency. I'm not doing it. I don't got to turn around real quick, get myself together, or if I can't turn around, I got to reset right here so I can raise my vibrational frequency. And again, for me, it's sometimes it's breathing, sometimes it's affirmations, sometimes it's simply just looking up and enlightening myself with something powerful, not a how-to, but the science behind. Start understanding the science behind things. What's the science behind how a rose grow? What's the science behind this? Start looking up the science of things. That'll really get you out of the how to. Again, you're not broken. You know how to do everything you're supposed to do. Open your mind, put some light up in there with the science, and you'll find that this is the actual cheat code, the same cheat code that I use to be in a vibrational match for everything that you are desiring. So that way you are not chasing, you are simply magnetizing. I know this landed for you. And if this did, you already know why. It's the frequency talking. Like this video, come back to it as many times as you need. What was the takeaway? What was your biggest aha moment? I want to hear from you in the comments. I do talk back. And again, if you are looking for your next level, look no more. Look at my bio, actually. Move over to my bio, right? In this description, I'll have a link. You can book a consultation if you're ready for a coach and a mentor who's going to give you a roadmap to your goals and your desires and hold you so tightly accountable to them and give you actionable inner work that you need to do in order to achieve them. Because again, you're not broken. You know how to do everything you need to do. You just need to remove your blocks and stop overthinking, overanalyzing, and over perfecting. Happy Sunday. Watch this video, come back to it, send it to somebody who really, really, really needs it. And again, whatever you chase will run from you. But if you learn the law of vibration, and you master the law of vibration, you will stop second guessing if you're worth it, and you will start having more predictable, miraculous, serendipitous experiences that make you feel like you are walking, talking magic. Talk to you later.